Vaheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Vaheguru Ji Ki Fateh. Hukamnama Sahib today is by Sri Guru Arjan Dev Ji Maharaj, and it is on Ang number 619 of Sri Guru Granth Sahib Ji Maharaj, and it's in the SORAT Ragini. Vaheguru Ji SORAT Mahalla Panjwa हमरी गणत न गणिया काई अपना बिरद पछाण हाथ दे राखे कर अपने सदा सदा रंग मान हमरी गणत न गणिया काई अपना बिरद पछाण हाथ दे राखे कर अपने सदा सदा रंग मान साचा साहिब सद मेहरवान बंद पाया मेरा सतगुर पूरै हुई सर्ब कल्याण रहाओ जियो पाए पिंड जिन साजिया दिता पैनन खान अपने दास की आप पैज राखी नानक सद कुर्बान जियो पाए पिंड जिन साजिया दिता पैनन खान अपने दास के आप पैज राखी नानक सद कुर्बान. Sadguru Arjan Sahib Ji Maharaj begins the Shabd today. Hamri ganat na ganiya kai. Vaheguru Ji has not ganiya, has not tallied up, has not counted up, has not taken into account kai at all, my ganat. Now ganat means the action of all of the deeds and the misdeeds, the good things and the bad things, the account of all of these things done by me. Vaheguru Ji has not looked into these. Vaheguru Ji has not weighed up my good and bad deeds. Apna bird pashan. Instead, Vaheguru Ji has pashan, has carried out and fulfilled his bird, his nature. Now Gurumukh Pyaro, in Sikhi, this is the nature of God. The nature of God is not to take into account when Vaheguru Ji is going to bless someone. Vaheguru Ji can bless the prostitute Ganaka if she starts repeating the name of Ram Nam, the name of God, then even she is saved. Sri Guru Nanak Dev Ji Maharaj went out and saved the cannibal Gauda. And we see countless other examples of this in Gurbani and in the Gur Ityas, in the history of the Gurus. The Gurumukh Pyaro, this should be the ardas of the servant as well. This should be the supplication of the servant, of the Sikh, of the spiritual being. We should not be demanding that we get what we deserve, because the true servant realizes that Ham avgun pare ek gun nahi, that I am pare, that I am overflowing with avgun, that I am overflowing with vices, ek gun nahi, and that I do not even have one virtue. That is a state of being, that is the state of mind of a true Sikh, of a true servant, of someone truly following the path. The Gurumukh Pyaro, a small story which is found in Sufi literature associated with this, is that there was once a fakir, a Sufi fakir, and he was sitting upon a rock. Fakir means a holy man. And he sat upon this rock for 12 years. And he sat there, and every day in his heart he thought, I'm sitting here deep in meditation upon this rock. God, give me adl. Adl means give me what I deserve. Give me the fruit of my labours. One day, a poor shepherd was walking by, and he saw this fakir sitting upon the rock, and he was inspired to meditate. But all his life, even though he was just a poor shepherd. He would walk around and meditate upon God, chant God's name, get up every morning and meditate upon God. But in his mind, he always had this thought, "Oh God, bless me with fazl." Fazl means with your grace, with your blessings. I'm not worthy of anything. Look at this man who's sitting here for so long upon this rock. He's been sitting there, he's devoted his life. What am I doing? What have I done? And the day came, according to the story, when both of them died. And on one side, you had this fakir, and the fakir, the holy man, stood in the court of God. This is according to the story. And he said, "Oh God, I demand adl. I want adl. I want to have the fruit of my labours. I want to have what I deserve." And suddenly a second voice came out of nowhere and said, "I want adl too." And when they looked round, the second voice was of the rock. And the rock said, "O Lord God, this man has sat upon me for 12 years. If he wants what he deserves, if he wants the fruit of his labours, then I should get to sit upon him now for 12 years. And so it was granted, adl, what he was deserving. On the other hand, you had this poor shepherd. And the shepherd stood there and he said, "Oh God, I'm worth nothing. I have no labours. I have nothing which I can say I'm proud of. I fall at your feet and ask for fazl, for your blessings." And God smiled, God laughed and said, "If you want fazl, if you want my blessings, you are liberated. You are enlightened." The Guru Kapyareo, although the story is from outside of Gur Itihas, the Guru's history, or Sikh Itihas, Sikh history, still this story gives us a great insight into this talk of Sri Guru Arjan Dev Ji Maharaj. O Sikh of the Guru, always have the words of Guru Arjan Dev Ji in your heart at all times. Jap tap sanjam dharm na kamaya, seva sadhana janaya har raya. I have not practiced, and I am not able to practice any meditations, any austerities. I cannot with my own strength perform your seva, perform your selfless service. Kaho Nanak hum neej karamma, saran pare ki rakho sarma. I have lowly actions, and all I can say is I fall at your feet into your sarma, into your protection. And this is the birti, this is the nature that a Guru ka Sikh should have in his or her heart. And if you have this nature in your heart, then what happens? Guru Arjan Dev Ji says that apna birt pashan. God recognizes his own nature, because God's nature is Bhagat Vachal. Bhagat Vachal means the protector of his devotees. God's nature is that he's Patit Udaran. Gurbani tells us again and again, Bhagat Vachal Anath Nathe. And then on the other side, we hear Patit Udaran Satgur Mera. Patit Udaran means that he Udaran, he liberates, that he emancipates those who are Patit, who are fallen off the path. Even them, God can save. Haath de rakhe kar apne. Vaheguru gives his own hand, haath de rakhe, and protects his beloved ones. Kar apne, he makes us his own. Sada sada rangman. And those people who are made God's own, sada sada, forever and forever, they man, they enjoy the colour of God's rang, God's love, of divine love. Now what does this mean, kar apne? This means that those humble beings who meditate upon God's name, they become God's own. And if we read Bhagat Ravidas Ji's Tukan from Sri Guru Granth Sahib Ji Maharaj. Bhagat Ravidas Ji laughs at those people who claim to be chosen because of their caste or their ancestry. And Bhagat Ravidas Ji says in a loud, clear voice, Apan Bapa Nahi Kisi Ko Pavan Ko Har Raja. On Ang 658 Guru Granth Sahib Ji, the Lord our King is father to no one except those who love him. Those who love the Lord become his own. Haath de rakhe kar apne. Vaheguru Ji has made us his own. Haath de, protecting us with his own hand. And if we ask, why does Vaheguru Ji protect his beloved with his own hand? And this same question was asked by a king to a holy man, according to the story. And the king said, whenever there is a problem in the country, I send my army or I send one of my generals. I rarely go myself. Why is it that you say that God himself protects his devotees? The holy man said, you will get your answer in a few days' time. What happened? The king was walking around in his gardens. And what had the holy man done? There was a pond in the garden of the king, and by that pond the holy man had made a little statue of the king's son, which looked exactly like the king's son. And he had a string attached to this statue, and he was hiding in the bushes. And when the king came within sight of this statue, he pulled the statue, the string, the statue fell into the pond. The king didn't look left or right. He jumped straight into the pond. When he saw that statue drowning, he thought it was his son. He jumped straight in. He pulled out the statue, and when he realized it was a statue, and he looked up, he saw the holy man there laughing. And he said, why are you laughing? And the holy man said, this is the answer to your question. And the king said, I don't understand. The holy man said, you had your bodyguards around you. You had your soldiers around you. You had your officials around you. Why didn't you send any of them to jump in? And the king said, because I thought this was my own son. I thought this was my apana. And the holy man laughed and said, that's the same for God. Those devotees who are the sons of God, those devotees who are the daughters of God, those devotees who love God, Vaheguru Ji protects him with their own hands. Sacha Sahib Sad Meherwan, my true Lord Master Akal Purakh Vaheguru is Sad, is forever Meherwan, is forever merciful. Sad, meaning forever. Band Paya Mera Satgur Pura. My Pura, my perfect Satguru, eternal Guru, has Band Paya. Now Band has been translated again in many different ways. Band can mean rok, which means to stop. That through uniting me with the eternal Guru, the perfect Guru, he has stopped me from engaging in any evil actions. Bandapaya. He's put that stop there which stops me. I cannot do any bad actions now because the Guru has stopped me. The Guru has given me the band. The Guru has given me the regulation of his rehat, which stops me from going on the evil path. And Bandapaya can also mean, as it is interpreted by Sampradaya scholars, to mean santok. The Guru has blessed me with santok, with contentment. And he has Band means to bound down, to bind down all of my desires. And he's given me contentment. Hui Sarva Kalyan. And when the Guru, when Vaheguru, when God blessed me with this Hui Sarva Kalyan, I achieved Sarab. All Kalyan, all versions of liberation. I was completely liberated. This means in no way, shape or form am I bound down anymore by the shackles of life and death. I'm completely liberated. Rahao. Pause and think, Guruji says. Jio pai pind jin sajya. Vaheguru is the one who has put the soul into you. Pind jin sajan, the one who has made this pind, this body. Ditta pennan khan, Waheguru is the one who has given you pennan khan, everything to wear. Pennan means to wear, clothes to wear, and khan, food to eat. And that Waheguru who has made your soul, that Waheguru who has made your body, that Waheguru who has given you food and who has given you clothing, apne das ki aap paj rakhi. Waheguru himself protects the paj, the honour of his servants himself. Nanak Sad Qurban. And Sri Guru Arjan Dev Ji says that Sad, forever and forever I am Qurban, I am a sacrifice to Lord God Waheguru, who himself protects his servants. Jio pae pind jin sajya, ditta pennan khan, apne das ki aap paj rakhe. Nanak Sad Qurban. Waheguru Ji ka Khalsa, Waheguru Ji ki Fateh.